Good morning children, welcome to our English class. Today we are going to complete the rest of our, the leftovers that I have said, phrasal verbs. Today we are going to look into phrasal verbs, okay? And then we'll see idioms and there is one more exercise that is left and we will deal with them later in the next class. So now phrasal verbs. What are phrasal verbs? At least you should know what is a phrase first of all. So we know that A, B, C, D, these are alphabets or letters. I wouldn't say alphabet but letters. Now, ant, ball, cat. These are words, right? And words together make sentences. Sentences make paragraphs and paragraphs makes passages. So it goes on like that. Here we are talking about phrases. Now what is a phrase? A group of words. A group of words makes a phrase. Okay? For example, we have some here. Turn down, come across, run into, look up, look forward to, look up to. So these are some phrases and these are also called phrasal verbs. Phrases are different from phrasal verbs. Now we have a verb in it. Run, come, turn, look. All these are verbs. Now they are forming a phrase including a verb. Sometimes it could be with a preposition. Now I'll read out from the textbook the exercise that is given to us and then we will go through. These are my own examples and we'll have some examples in the notebook as well. So we'll look into them. Now I'm reading from the old textbook which is from page number 62 from vocabulary part Roman number 2. Okay children. So here a phrasal verb is a phrase. Phrase means nothing but a group of words which consists of a verb and a preposition or an adverb or both. So if we see here we have a verb and a preposition. Okay, sometimes we have adverbs as well. So that is what I've also taught you this information in one of my classes, probably some 6th or 7th video. If you remember, I told you what's a preposition, how a phrasal verbs are formed, including prepositions, and I gave it in a lot of detail. So if you have that video, that will also help you. Either way, we are going through with the textbook, whatever he has given, and we will complete it today. Now, so we know that phrasal verbs are nothing but phrases which has a verb, verb in it and a preposition or an adverb. Sometimes both. The meaning of which is different from the meaning of its separate parts. So here, sorry, here what you have to understand is the meaning of it is different when it is together and when these words are separate from the phrase, then it gives different meaning to each one of them. So, you have really caught him out, sir. So, let's see what he said here. You have really caught him out, sir. So this is a sentence and in this sentence he is saying you have really caught him out, sir. Now the phrasal verb here is caught out. Okay, but it is used in along with the other words. So phrase is nothing but a group of words. Now this caught out is used in this sentence. Now what is the meaning of caught out? Let's see. Perhaps his painting is so good that he can't bear to part with it. So this is the sentence from our, both these sentences are from our conversation from Tenali Raman, if you remember. So the courtiers were talking to the king, and they were saying, one of them said, you have really caught him out. Caught him out means you kind of found out that he doesn't know anything. బాగా దొరికాడు మీకు అంటాం కదా, ఇన్ దాట్ వే. భలే పట్టుకున్నారు, భలే క్యాచ్ చేశారు. ఇట్ డజంట్ మీన్ లైక్ లిటరలీ క్యాచింగ్ దెమ్. యూజువలీ క్యాచ్, కాట్. వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? పట్టుకోవడం. వెన్ సంబడి థ్రోస్ అ థింగ్ ఎట్ యూ, దెన్ యూ విల్ క్యాచ్ ఇట్. బట్ హియర్ దిస్ మీనింగ్ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. తెనాలి రామన్ kind of said that he can paint something better than the artist. And what did the king say? Fine, then you can do it and we'll see how it goes. So the courtiers were saying, you know that he cannot paint and you caught him nicely. Doesn't mean like holding literally. Nijanga pattukodam ani kaadu artham. It means that he had kind of caught him without his sense. Let's see, he gives much more deliberately in here. The words in bold are phrasal words, that we know. So here, caught out is a phrasal word. And part with. Part with. Caught out. So these two phrasal verbs are given here. Now let's look into this and we'll see. The phrase caught out means showed that somebody does not know much. Exactly. Tenali Raman does not know how to paint, but the king still allowed him to challenge. Although he knew that Tenali is not an artist, he cannot paint like a great artist like somebody else, he still allowed him, he gave permission for him to paint and bring something much better than this one. But the king said at least half better, half nicer than whatever is painted by the artist. So it is like he does not really have the talent, but he still gave it to him. So it's like catching him out. Now the phrase part with means to give something to somebody else, especially something that you would prefer to keep. So see, where did this sentence come? Part with that phrasal verb has come in the topic where Tenali Raman did not show up. It is getting late in the courtroom, and one of the courtiers says maybe his painting is so good that he cannot part with it. Part with it means inseparable. Like you do not want to get it off from you. You like it, you want to have it. That is what part with means. I do not want to part with my house. Like some people stay in a house like for longer time, and if they have to move for some reason, they can't part with it because they are used to it, they love living there, they have their emotions, they have their memories and everything in that house. So they cannot part. Part means getting away from it. So the courtiers also they commented that if the painting that Tenali Raman has painted might have been so nice that he could not leave it and come, that he cannot part with it, he cannot bring it here and give it away to you. So that is the meaning of part with. In the same way, we have a few here. Let's see. See, what is the meaning of turn? Just the word turn itself means turning, either turn to one side or turn the page. So that is the meaning of just turn. When we use it with another word and when it becomes a phrasal verb, turn down. What is the meaning of turn down? I'll give you an example. See, turn down means leaving an opportunity kind of thing. See, Ravi turned down his new job offer. This means that he did not accept it. He rejected it. He turned it down, which means he does not want to take it. So even though it is a nice opportunity, he turned it down. He did not want to take it. He rejected it. That is the meaning. That does not mean that turned and put it down or something. You cannot read them separately. If you read them separately, as separate words, then they both have different meanings, right? We all know, no? Turning means either turning to the sides or turning the pages or turning the stones over, whatever, in whichever context we use, that it means. When coming to down, down is somewhere we are talking about below. Put it down, lay down, or down we are talking about on the floor or on the ground or in those circumstances. But when we put the word together and it becomes a phrasal verb, because there is a verb here, turning, drink, jump, eat, run, play, all these are verbs, action words. Turning is also an action. You have to do it, right? You can't just say it. You have to do that action. So turn down. But when it is together with another word and it becomes a phrasal verb, either with a preposition or an adverb, then it gives a different meaning. Now turning down, I turned down the I turned down the opportunity, job offer, I turned down the school offer, I turned down the check, I mean my achievement. So it's like you're rejecting things that are coming in your way. Next one, let's see. Come. If we think of them separately, then come means coming. Literally, it is a verb. It is an action word. You have to either walk through and come, right? Across. Across means on the other side. Here, come across. When we put them together, when it becomes a phrasal verb, then come across means in a different way. So come across. I've never come, I'm giving an example, children. I have never come across a person like you. So I haven't seen, which means I haven't seen a person like you in my life so far. So come across means all through my life so far, I haven't seen a person like you. I haven't come across a person like you. Okay. So here what you say, like when we are talking to somebody and or if we are talking about somebody else or something, then sometimes computers gives us glitches. Like if we are doing some work, it does some random things, maybe because of virus or some other reason, it kind of gives us a different thing which we are unaware of, which we do not know why it is happening or why it is, how to resolve it. If we do not know how it came or why it came or how it came, then we do not know how to take it out as well. Something like an unwanted thing in a computers. Everybody is not a know-it-all person. So everybody needs knowledge in everything. So we might lack knowledge in few things. So if we are talking about come across and we are talking about some computer work that we are doing, and if something pops up there and we do not know, then we'll say, oh my god, I have never come across something like this. I haven't seen this before. I don't know what to do. So I haven't come across, which means I haven't seen anything like that. I haven't experienced anything like that. In those sense only we use the word come across. Okay, children? సో ఇంతకుముందు ఎప్పుడు నీ ఇలాంటి వాడిని చూడలేదు అంటాం కదా, అలాంటి మనిషిని ఎప్పుడు చూడలేదు నా లైఫ్లో అంటాం కదా. వీ హ్యావెంట్ కమ్ అక్రాస్ అండ్ వీ హ్యావెంట్ సీన్ దెమ్ బిఫోర్, వీ హ్యావెంట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ ఎనీథింగ్ with them before. Okay, that is where we use come across. These I am only giving for your additional information, but mostly we will go through the passages only. Now run into. Run is an action verb again, action word again. Running, jogging, skipping, all these are actions that we do and these are verbs. So into, into, lopala, putting into the box, into the room, into the hall, into the car. So when we talk about them separately, they have separate meanings. They are different, entirely different. But when we put them together, run into. So I'll give an example. Do you know what happened today? I ran into Martha. So who is Martha? Maybe somebody we both know together. So I ran into her, really. So I'm trying to put a conversation here. See, when two people are talking and I said like, do you know what happened today? I ran into Martha while coming to office. And the other person is saying, really? How is she? How is she doing? What did she say? So there'll be a lot of questions. I ran into. Ran into means meeting somebody accidentally. Even an accident, even literally an accident, you can use that word, ran into. Today he ran into an accident, which means he met with an accident. Uh, Usually and most probable cases that we use run into are like when we meet some person after a long time, when we see someone that we haven't seen in a few days or few years time, then we use that word, we ran into. We ran into that, we ran into this, or we ran into an ambush. Ambush means see, when people do not like a person, then what do they do? If they are like really rude and unkind people, what do? They try to ambush them. Ambush means trying to suffer them somehow, and they plan something. Okay, Vala pannadam antaru kada, that is an ambush. So we do not know that it is an ambush until we get into it. So that is an ambush. So he ran into an ambush, which means తెలియకుండా వాళ్ళ చిక్కుకున్నాడు అంటాం కదా, that is the word. I'm sorry to break the class, but here I wanted to mention something. I'm trying to use Telugu words from about, I think, from 5 videos. I'm using Telugu words in an English class, which I really do not like, but there are requests from students. Some of the students who spoke to me saying that I have been teaching everything English to English and it has been quite difficult for them to understand. Because when we are in a classroom, we do teach both English to English and English to Telugu. That was much better experience for them. So some children are facing problems to understand English to English. That is why I am using Telugu words, but it is not my own intention. Just to make it clear for everybody, I am using these words. Children are using the sentences to make it more understandable for you all. So try to understand, and because some might not like it and some are facing problem, you as a teacher have to balance everybody. I just cannot consider the scorers or the ranking children and teach them. I have to keep everybody in mind and then I have to give my lecture. So try to understand, and those who are facing trouble, who that you are unable to understand English to English conversation, for your sake I am using Telugu words. So I hope it is helpful for you too as well. Now let's continue. So okay, run into, I explained run into. Now let's look up. Okay, look up. Look is looking. Okay, up is up. But when we put them together, what it means is children look up to their teachers as role models. Okay, so look up to them means when we are little kids, small babies, or not literally babies but infants and children of first second graders, what do? Even nursery children, what do? They tend to follow the footsteps of their elder ones, either brothers or sisters or parents. It's like they tend to copy them because they don't know, they don't have their own ideas. So what do? How they'll watch their mothers do things and they'll repeat it. Even minor things like, see, if girl child is there, if she notices how her mother cleans the house, the child also uses a broom and cleans the house. It's, they just follow, they just copy. But that is not looking up. That is just copying, because they don't have their mindset of their own ideas. At that point of age, their brain is not highly developed. So what I'm trying to say is, looking up means we look, to me, I look up to great scientists, because I like science, and I look up to great scientists and want to be like them. I want to do things like them, and I am really proud of them that they have achieved so much, even though I don't know them. And sometimes when I was a kid, I used to look up to my father to keep up the expectation, and you do not want them to degrade. You always want them to be high, like always in the highest position, and with their heads held up high, right? So we look up to somebody in order to build ourselves. So looking up is that, not like literally looking up. తల పైకెత్తి చూడడం looking up కాదు. That is not looking up. In other context, yes, but we are talking as a phrasal verb. And then looking up is, we are taking pride in their in the presence of others. Somebody like a role model, a father, mother, it could be mother. We should be proud of them, and we do not want them to let down. We do not want our parents to be ashamed of by some other reason, right? So that is looking up means, we look up to them, we look up to their targets, we look up to their achievements. That is what look up means. Look forward to, see, here we have a preposition, we have a verb. So look, again we are using the same verb, which is look forward to. So here, look forward to, there are three words that has formed a phrasal verb. And look forward to means, look again చూడడం, forward undu, to. So unless it joins with some other word, it doesn't make any sense. So now look forward to means, if there is a meeting, or if there is a wedding that is coming in our family, somebody else's, our cousin's wedding, and you know that all the family members will be there, so we look forward to it. ఎప్పుడు వస్తుందా అని ఆతృతగా చూడడం, that is looking forward to. When it will come, the eagerness, the anxiety. So the eagerness to for that situation, or to for the time to come. So I look forward to meet you tomorrow. It's with excitement. Okay, we don't look forward to do some job that we are not interested in. We don't look forward to meet our enemy. We look forward for the nice things. We look forward to do something nice. We look forward to meet new people, or nice people that we already know, that we already are interested in. That is what look forward to is. That is where look forward to is used. So if we had a business meeting today, and I met a new boss from some other state, and she's very nice, and so, and we are going to have a meeting in another month's time. See, in the next month we are going to have another meeting somewhere else. So when we are parting means separating, going in our own ways. Then what we'll say? We'll say goodbye to each other, no? Then what I can say? I look forward to meet you next month. I will be looking forward. I'll be waiting for you to be there. That is what look forward to is. That is how and where we use look forward to. Okay, children? And next one. Oh, we already did look up, no? Okay, so sorry. This here, what I explained is look up to. We look up to somebody else. We look up with a target. We look up to the excitement or their achievement, something. Now, when we are talking about look up, then this is literally looking up. Look up. There is something above you. So this is just a normal phrasal verb, but here it means differently. It means differently. So let's continue from the textbook, and we'll close it today, children. Phrasal verb should be done today. That is my... Now, okay. The phrase part with means to give something to somebody else, especially something that you would prefer to keep. So we already learned that. Now we are going into page number 63. This is the work that you should do. So I will just read out, explain, and then we'll shut it down for today. Okay. Consult a dictionary, which means you all should have a dictionary by now, and list other phrasal verbs beginning with catch and part. So you have to find phrasal verbs with catch and part, which means you can find part with, part to. So like that. Catch with you later. So all those. So you take a dictionary and then try to find out phrasal verbs with catch and part and write them in your CWs. And another thing I will tell you in the by the end. So write some sentences of your own for each phrasal verb. So find different phrasal verbs for these two words and then make your own sentences with that. That is your homework. Now, the second question, read the following passages, circle the phrasal verbs and guess their meanings. So here we have two passages. Read them and you can write the phrasal verbs from this one. Okay, I'll read those two and then we'll discuss it a little bit so that you will know which one to write and what to write. So the first one, Ramana Rao's house was robbed off. Robbed off. See? Venkateswar Rao, the inspector of police, who was looking into the case, released the picture of a suspect and asked the people to look out for him. See? Look out. Looked into. You have to be careful which words are phrasal verbs. In a press release, he said that he had some clues and that the robber could not get out of the case. So you might have already known which are phrasal verbs in this one, and there is a box up there with some meanings there. So you have to see which meaning fits in with which phrasal verb. Okay, children? So next passage. Banu joined a new company. In the beginning, she had problems with her manager. But now she is getting on with her new boss very well. Initially, she had problems with her paying guest accommodation too. But the superb food her host served made up for the uncomfortable room. Now the problem is with looking after the host's children. They are like little devils. God only knows how she would get through this. Get through. Okay. The phrasal verbs I found randomly when I went through are get through, made up, getting on. So these are the words and you have to find them and then you have to write in your book and see which meaning fits better to that specific phrasal verb. Okay, children? So in the first one, the homework, first question is you have to find phrasal verbs with catch and part and make your own sentences. And for this one, read through these two passages, find out the phrasal verbs in them and also choose which meaning is appropriate for those phrasal verbs. So those are your homeworks for this week and I think we should call it a day today. And in our next class, we'll look into idioms and probably finish off the grammar and all these parts so that we can go to B reading. So B reading, we always have a poem. So we have a poem and C reading is also more like a story. With that, we will finish Unit 4. So for now, this is it. We'll call it a day and you all have a nice day, children, and please do the homeworks. And some of you have asked me about notes. See, See, you have been given notes for few classes, few subjects. I haven't given any notes so far, like question and answers and all. Grammar I have been teaching and you know what to write. So there I haven't skipped a bit. But question and answers and all I haven't given you because being a 7th class student, you must be able to write a question and answer by yourself. But given the situation and given the problem with some children who has reading or writing problems, I am willing to give the notes. But at the moment, you have to wait for some time. Until we are hoping that school would start for you, like from 6th, 7th and 8th, for you, maybe by the end of November. If that happens, then I will give you a printed copy of the notes. Until then, don't worry about the notes. You all have textbooks. By God's grace, everybody got English textbook. Whether or not you had other textbooks, English textbook was given to everybody, right? So, you know the question in the textbook and the answer is exactly in the passages, in the stories, wherever we are going through. And I have also been talking through in the videos. I'm telling the answers in the videos. I'm not writing and giving it to you. You're not little children anymore. Try to write your answers based on the textbook. And there are few questions that you have to write your own opinion on certain questions. So that is also important. Try to write your own answers. I'm not going to strike it off or anything because you are 6 sections here. 6 sections are listening to this or watching these videos and learning. So make sure that you take everything that is important. Don't worry about something that is not given. Once school runs properly, then it will be given to you. If not, after a bit of discussion with the other teachers, then I will pass on the notes to you. So for now, you don't have to worry about writing the question and answers, Q&A and all those things. You prepare your own notes, buy my lessons, and that would be enough. When the time comes, I will give the notes because some of you have asked me for the notes. That is why I'm explaining, okay? So that is it for today. Do take care and keep everything sanitizing. Do take care, children. Again, I think they said it's going to be a second wave which will be much more vigorous than the first one. So do take care and follow the lessons carefully. Do not skip. I've been noticing that many of you are not listening to the video, not watching the videos. So try and do something good. I mean, you're not listening, you're not watching. What is the point? I am shouting here and teaching. So make use of it. Make use of, many of them do not even have that opportunity. You're getting for free of cost. So make use of it and prepare everything. If the school starts, then you will have everything handy. Alright, I've been telling you the same thing over and over again. I am tired of telling, but you are not tired of listening. So because every time it is like the first time to you. So pick your brains, start being enthusiastic, start being good. Stop watching all those stupid games and watching videos, other videos, not subject videos. And movies and all those things. Give a, shut it down for some time. Give yourself some knowledge. Okay, children. So goodbye for now and keep reading. And these are only my explanations. If you want, you can write them down. But your homework is what you have to have in your books. So do take care and thank you.